Welcome to OWAD Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe for Chinese. Let's continue exploring this one horizontal line starter line with something dangling beneath it. And today's character looks almost symmetrical. And if you look at its ancient form, it's even more symmetrical. And we have traditional here. The middle is a traditional Chinese, which preserved the ancient version, the seal script version, which about 2,000 years ago, Xu Shen dictionary captured that. It's a little bit more curvious in this seal script versus everything here is more rectangularized for the ease of writing with brush and ink. Versus simplified Chinese, we even get rid of this kind of awkward shape, right? And use the two dots on the side to make it even more streamlined. So we just have this top bottom horizontal line, two vertical line, and two dots on the side. It's kind of unique look and easily recognizable, but it lost the original meaning, which I wouldn't imagine what that is until I look further. Okay, this is a ya. If you know Chinese a little bit, we actually translate Asia. I think Asia probably is not our self-given name. It is from the English or West-centric point of view when, navigation era and people on the boat explore, discover Asia, and they have to name places as if they misname Indians in America as Indians, as they thought it was Indians. So it was name by somebody else. So in the end, the people or the culture left in Asia have to translate this Western name of them, of Asia, into Asian language. I mean, it's quite an irony, right? But that's how history developed. And then this Asia is this character. Yeah, Zhou, we use Zhou as big continent, which is kind of big piece of land floating in water, which exactly what that is, except the Yazhou, this Eurasia continent, is the biggest piece of island on the surface of global ocean. Okay, so if you look at the 2,000 years ago's dictionary, it almost looks like a cross, right? Except that the cross would be perfectly crossed without this top and bottom horizontal line. Okay, so it turned out this sub concept, interesting that we translate Asia as a sub. It's a sound phonetic translation. To translate Asia into Asian language, we use the concept as if we are substandard, suboptimal, beautiful compared to everything else. And so anyhow, that's my problem with this translation of name our own continent in our language as something that's sub. Okay, the sub at the beginning doesn't really mean it's subpar or inferior. It actually means below the surface, subterranean. So it's underground. And this shape of this almost a cross shape, cruciform, I think that's what it's called, it's a cruciform. It's a form of this cross. Has nothing to do with Christianity, of course. It was the burial ground of Shang Dynasty, the royalties back then, that after the ruler passed away, the ruler wanted to keep, I guess, its luxury life underground as well. So it would bury a ton of stuff underground. I would imagine grave digging would be big business back then because that was the tradition, right? The big, rich monopoly ruler would bury a ton of treasures to bring to afterlife. Okay, that's simply based on the assumption we had, afterlife. And so after luxury life made the necessity of the burial site to have 4 entrance point to, so let's picture this is ground, right? So they dig tunnels, go under. And this simply are 4 ramps. Ramp going gradually down to underground. And so that goodies from this life can be transported subterranean to the tomb to supposed to continue serve the interest of or luxury life afterlife. All right, so that was the origin. That was this cross-looking ramps leading to the burial site was the thing. And I don't know if that was true, but whoever built the big tomb of the Terra Costa warriors in Xi'an, kind of ancient capital of Qin, the first unified dynasty in China, whoever helped dug the giant tombs. Like all those people got killed because the ruler wouldn't want anybody know about where they were actually buried, so that, you know, the current life living people would try to steal from the luxury afterlife of the ruler, right? So that was the origin. And because it was subterranean, eventually it carried the meaning of compared to this life, this height, this sea level, whatever, and it's a sub, right? So it become like inferior. Okay. 有没有呀? 有 have, and have concept is interesting. When we say 有没有呀 in Chinese, it simply means there we have beauty and there we have not beauty, like a sub-beauty, kind of inferior beauty. And according to scholars, that inferior beauty simply means ugly, the polar opposite, not just sub it. It's the opposite of beauty. So this 有 simply means we have, there exist. So it simply describes the phenomenon of, if you look at aesthetics from whoever is judging who is beautiful, who is ugly, like there is a ton of judgment there. I simply describe the phenomenon of, if you look at a society or look at a nature, there will be perfect apple or not so perfect apple, whatever, right? So this perfection, beauty, symmetrical, big juicy lamb meat, that was the beauty, versus the subterranean tomb ramp thing, that was compared to beauty, the inferior version, simply to say everything in every dimension, we have the good ones and the not so good ones. Okay. 亚间叠被. Okay. This 亚间叠被, I didn't personally remember, but it was from one of the near contemporary, which still a couple hundred years ago's novel, 水浒传, talks about kind of Chinese dudes that gangsters try to band together to revolt against the government, which happened a few hundred years. Ever so often, they succeeded. And so almost every dynasty would have some other folks trying to rebel and overthrow the dynasty there, to end the dynasty there. So 亚间谍被 was talking about the scenery of, if you go to a gathering or a highly populated township, that you will see so many people, their shoulders are going to be stacking up. So of course, like visually it will look like people higher, taller, shorter, right? As if the taller folks' shoulders are going to, like on top of or below, like depends on how you're looking at benchmark again, from the shorter folks' shoulders against the taller ones, then 亚间 would be the shorter shoulders. It gives you the sense of different height of people. And 叠被, 叠 means layered back. So here we're talking about how crowded that is. It's kind of back to back, and the shoulders are kind of layering like this vertically. Okay, 亚健康. Yeah, here is exactly this sub concept. It means it's not optimal. 健康 is a Chinese way to translate as healthy. So 健 probably means fit. 康 means peacefully, like you don't have any ailment. It's like ail free. And so 健康 together is our healthy imagery. 亚健康 means sub healthy, means unhealthy basically. And 亚健康 is in the context of when you have, say, chronic inflammation. It's not like acute ailment that require you immediate treatment, but you know you're not in your best shape. Like internally, it's almost like unobservable, untreatable, but it's this constant chronic situation that's not healthy. So that's Chinese translation of 亚健康. So here I'm just intentionally putting this cross image that's from Christianity, and it's totally different origin. That was the Roman corporal punishment, right? To nail somebody onto the structure, to let them dehydrate and painfully die, painful slow deaths, versus this in Chinese. It's this underground tomb, luxury afterlife building procedure to have this ramps leading to the tomb. So that become our sub concept. Thank you for your time. See you another day.